Well, good evening, and thanks for joining us here on Speed Racing Network. I'm Greg Olenek, joined by Connor Cunningham and Lane Doyle, two familiar faces to myself here in the SRN Truck Series. But we got a little bit of a different broadcast for you guys here tonight, filling in for Pete Rusick, one of our regulars here on Tuesday nights. He's usually broadcasting the Shake and Bake Cup Series, but we're going to take it off his hands this week while he's got his hands full with some things back at home. So thanks for joining us, Connor, Lane. Welcome to the booth. First time to the booth. And, hey, it's going to be a good one here tonight, boys. You're used to battling on the track, but going to be kind of teammates in the booth here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Like, never done this, so it should be pretty fun.
I've wanted to be up here in the broadcast booth before, and thank you, Greg, for the opportunity. I'm excited to see some next gen in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I mean, we raced in Atlanta a few weeks ago, but this is where they are at here in the Shake and Bake Cup Series this week. So quite a big field. We were very surprised to see, but they're going to have to cut a few drivers here tonight. Looking like we've got 43 plus out here this evening. And that means a few people going to have to go home. Only 43 pit stalls here, so tough going for a few of these guys here tonight. But Atlanta, a very familiar track for a lot of us here in Speed Racing Network. And you guys, what do you think of this circuit?
It's always a really it's always a really solid track. It runs consistent. It tears up tires. It should put on a good show.
Well, it's going to be hot and slick, so we'll see some sliding and riding all the way around, so it should be fun.
Yeah, it's a very warm one out there, 80 degrees, but that track temperature right now at 129 degrees. We'll go out there right now and take a look at it. Look at that, boys. What do you think of that when you see that temperature? What's your approach to the race when it's that hot out there?
Survival of the fittest.
What were you saying there, Lane?
Not spin. Track's going to be hot, so you don't want to tear up tires and lose it in turn one. I presume it should be slick going into turn one on fresh tires and this slick pavement. So good luck to all the drivers here on this first lap.
Yeah, so they're having to do a little bit of an unorthodox setup to what they're familiar with, I believe, just because of the amount of drivers that showed up here tonight. So kind of a heat race going on right now, but I think these three drivers, Robert Newman, Jacob Palmer, and Chuck Cody, are all going to be taking it home tonight. I do not think that they made the field, and that's going to be really unfortunate because I know I'm new to the old series here, but I've been in the Discord for a while now, and today one of those drivers, Jacob Palmer, it's his birthday, so tough break for him, but he's going to be celebrating that birthday a little bit early here tonight. Something you guys aren't familiar with. It is really hard to deal with sometimes when you don't even get to race and you're looking forward to it all day.
Yeah,
right. I've been in leagues before where you get cut, and it's never fun having to go home early. So happy birthday to the poor man who had to see it done early, but now you get to celebrate a bit early, like you said.
Well, I think they have to run out the rest of this time here, so I think they got about 2 minutes left on this thing, and then we will get out there on the track. But before we do that, we're going to go and pay a few bills here at SRN. Step aside real quick, run a quick commercial break, and then we're going to have green flag action when we get back.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, well, it looks like we are starting to see the grid field up here at Atlanta. See them on pit road, and I think they're going to get a little bit of a warm-up here. So let's go ahead and try and give a rundown of that grid, although it's not showing up for me right now. Well, we'll get that to you here in a second. I don't think it's really official yet since they're doing the warm-up still, trying to figure
Gotta wait
this
it out, man.
Yeah, I'm just too anxious. I want to get this thing started, but we'll go ahead, head down on the track, see a few of these guys warming up down there at the beginning of this thing here tonight. A few of these guys still on pit road, and Francis Hamilton looking like he's getting ready out there in that number 48 Chevrolet. Gonna bring it back down pit road. Of course, right when I bring him up, we're looking at a William Byron doppelganger out there, that being PJ O'Leary. And just like that, we go down on the track, and they shove us back up here in the blimp. But that's going to give us an opportunity to take a look at our starting lineup here, and a driver I'm familiar with, Nathan Mon, up front here tonight in Atlanta. Matt O'Brien going to start row number 2. Thomas Harmon, Thomas Flitcroft, so the Thomases on row number 2. Brandon Moore and Ryan Crooks going to be in row number 3. Lane, take it away with the next 3 rows.
We have Philip Bridgman on P7. Brendan Book versus him in the past. He should be fast here. P8. Justin Mons, P9. And Jordan McGraw. I wonder if he has any relation to Tim McGraw. P10. Andrew Wisdom, P11. And Evan Knopp rolling off P12.
And Connor, why don't you take 13 through 18 here?
Well, with PJ O'Leary, and Cody Kalina in the next row. Frank Warner and James Holtzer race against him.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob Kerr and Hunter Johnson running out 18th.
Yeah, very familiar with James Holtzer. It's good to see him back here on Speed Racing Network. And then you got Brody Falliker and Mika Allard rounding out the top 20 spots. And why not go through 2 more rows? Ryan McCall, Brian Pizzichemi. Man, I'm going to be really proud of myself if I just nailed that. That's your row 11. And row 12, Robert Holder and Eliza Bethel going to round out that 24th position. So that's a look at your first 12 rows. A huge field here tonight, so unfortunately we don't have the time to go through them if this is the only pace lap. Trying to see those pace car lights, and they are in fact off. So about to get it underway, boys. You got any idea of who you might be picking tonight? I know I'm probably going to go ahead and take the pick of James Holtzer. I'm just used to seeing him dominate on Speed Racing Network and seeing if he does the same here tonight.
I have bias for Brendan Book. I've raced him in the past. I hope I can see him get it done here.
I'm gonna stick with my boy Andrew Wisdom. He knows how to get it done.
All right, so there you go. We got a full field of cars here tonight, and hopefully a full audience out there in the YouTube chat. We are green here at Atlanta.
Watch if we see anyone get sideways in turn 1. They seem to keep it clean.
Oh,
on exit
somebody's
2.
dropping to the apron.
Yeah, we've got some 3 wide in the back.
Everybody's just trying to look for grip at this point.
This car in this field so big here tonight, it's kind of wearing out my computer right now. It feels like it's kind of choppy. So apologize if that's showing up that way at home. But looking like we got battles all over the place out here. Close one between Andrew Wisdom and PJ O'Leary right here. And a few others right here as well. It's going to take me a few laps to get used to these names, but the 43 STP car of Brandon Moore looks like he is going to make a pass and go on by Justin Mons there in the 41 machine.
Yeah, we got a new leader at this point, Matthew O'Brien in the 20 car as he passed I don't know what that guy is in third place, but he was the leader at the point.
Nathan Mon, yep.
Yeah, he passed him on the outside and took that lead. Now we're going for another battle for a lead.
Yeah, and here comes Thomas Harmon taking a peek to the inside of Mon as well. So Mon may be saving his stuff early on, like we talked about. A very hot surface out there, so it's important to save as much as you can because this is one of the easiest tracks, I feel like, to just shred the tires with how abrasive the surface is, and they do a great job of reflecting that on the game. And it's just one of those tracks where you feel like you can get a little more out of it. Maybe in turns 3 and 4, 1 and 2, you kind of got to be careful. But 3 and 4, you can kind of overdrive it a little bit.
Absolutely. And go ahead.
Atlanta's such a fast track. It's so easy to overdrive it and burn your tires up too quick. So you have to be really careful getting into these corners. Just saving up your stuff.
Yeah, and in practice, I was looking at the lap times. I'm doing a full run. It goes from 31s to 34s in about 50 laps as we got a slow car on the front stretch.
Yeah, Robert Holder very slow on the front stretch and still having trouble getting that car going in the right direction. Just not looking like that car handling like he needs to right now. He's going to take it down pit road, but we got a battle up front. Flitcroft going at it with O'Brien here between the 12 and the 20, and Mon just kind of sitting back waiting to see who wins it. So a two-wide battle up front of this one.
That's kind of what you want to see when you're in the third place car. You want to see the leaders battling, tearing their stuff up, so hopefully later in the run you get some easy tickets. But now it's Matthew O'Brien and Nathan Mon side by side down the front stretch with Brennan Book maybe trying to take a peek, get into the top 3.
Yeah, I think the 20 car is trying to save his stuff a little bit for the long run before he uses it up. That's why he gave him those 2 spots around the bottom.
Yeah, now Brendan Book, excuse me, going on by Matt O'Brien. So it could be exactly what you're talking about. The 20 could be just saving the stuff, shaping up like it could be a long green flag run here as Robert Holder back down pit lane. His night not going the way he wanted early on, but now Ryan Crook's going to be looking to maybe make a move on Matt O'Brien here. So battles all over the place up front. This is Thomas Harmon to the inside of Philip Bridgman in the 26-18 lookalike there for Kyle Busch with the dogs all over that thing. Love that car, but looking like he's making his way back to the front, maybe after losing a few spots alone. Or actually 2 Canadians in the field, Philip being one of them.
Yeah, and Andrew Wisdom starting to roll up through the field. He's up to maybe top 11.
Yeah, Andrew is actually in P number 8 right now, so yeah, he's having a great run as well in that 7 machine. So he's up 3 positions as that 43 gets really loose. Brandon Moore with a great save back here. Very easy to do that here in Atlanta. This car steps out very easily in one of the more bumpier tracks. Lane, this is not an easy track to compete at. You battled over in the SRN series with your teammate there for a while in Atlanta. Not an easy track to race side by side.
No, and especially with these cars with the less side force, once they step out, they can be incredibly hard to get it back going straight. So incredible save from the SCP car. Even our leader, Nathan Mann, is that?
I think it's Mon,
even he's
yeah.
on. He's even stepped out a couple of times and got sideways, but he's kept it straight, and it seems like the front maybe 5 or 6 have started to single file out, but battles. Ooh, contact going into the front stretch for, I believe that's 6th. Andrew Wisdom and I believe that was Philip Bridgman made contact going down the front stretch.
Yeah, so Bridgman in that 26 car, they made contact not too long ago, but you're going to have that here in Atlanta, especially when you're racing as tight as these guys are here tonight. But I swear, we go away for 1 second from the lead, and it changes. So I'm afraid to go away for too long. Mon's still out in front, but we've got a lot of big movers up to the front of this thing so far. One of them going to be my pick here tonight, James Holtzer in that 31 machine, and it's coming up as the 69 on my SDK scoring, but showing as the 31 out there, and kind of impartial to that number, so good to see him up towards the front of this thing, up 8 positions from where he began the night, up to 8th. and looking for more with Andrew Wisdom just in front of him. So look to see him picking up a few more spots here potentially. Hunter Johnson a little bit further on, back in 11th. He's picked up 7 spots so far here this evening, so he is working really hard on that 26 of Philip Bridgman so far, but he's got the 41 of Justin Mons to his inside as well, so he's going to have to wait.
Oh, 3 wide.
Wow, and he's not waiting. They are going 3 wide, and that's putting Bridgman in the wall. He's going to be stuck in the wall for a little bit. He's going to lose a lot of time back there. All these cars going on by, and he's already almost out of the top 20, just like that.
Things can change so quick at this track with how slippery it is. I can't tell if he made contact with someone or if he just lost it.
I think he just got loose and hit the wall.
I think he just lost it in 3 wide.
Yeah,
I think he just slid up too much and just hit the wall.
Yeah, it's just crazy how quickly that wall can sneak up on you coming out of 2. So he's going to settle in back here in 20th. So we'll see if he's able to get that car fixed up. And just in front of him, the 24 of PJ O'Leary now in the wall. We're starting to see these cars step out a little bit more with how hot this surface is. That grip is starting to go away.
Got a feeling we're going to be seeing more and more of that as it picks up. Up towards the front, things seem to have calmed down. I say that, but we've got side-by-side battle with Matthew O'Brien and James Holtzer. So he goes for the 5th position, I believe that was. Nope,
yeah,
battling for 6th.
Yeah, Holtzer up to 6th, just like that. We looked at him not too long ago. He was in 8th, up to 6th over the course of maybe 2 laps. So that's 69, feeling good, up 10 positions. But was going through the field after that kind of chaotic lap, seeing who we had charging through this thing, and want to give a few more shout-outs. Ryan McCall back here in the 30. He's up 9 from where he began the night in 21st, up to 12th, just like that. And then we got another guy not too far behind him, John Honeycutt. Used to seeing that name here on SRN, running in that 50 machine in the Cup Series for a few seasons over there. Now over here at the Shake and Bake Cup Series, and he is shaking and baking his way up to the front of this thing, battling with PJ O'Leary right there. And John Honeycutt now in the top 20. And then just behind him, Duncan O'Connor, the other Canadian in the field in this 2 machine, up 11 from where he began, in 33rd here this evening. So a lot of names moving up through this thing in a hurry. So that's what you got to do here. Otherwise, you're going to fall behind this race with how it's shaping up so far. Lap 17 of 120. Don't want to start losing laps in this thing. So back up front, the leader is getting run down. Ryan Crooks really bearing down on Nathan Mon for that first place position. And don't count out Brendan Book or Thomas Harmon just yet. Now Holtzer up to 5th, so he's going to be getting in his nose in the mix as well here shortly. But right now the battle between Mon and Crooks heating up into turn 3.
I've been seeing Mon run the middle line like he's doing now through 3 and 4, and I'm wondering if that's the preferred line to defend or not. I've seen Brendan Book and Ryan Crooks side-by-side for a while, so I'm not sure if... or that wasn't Ryan Crooks, sorry, my apologies. That was Thomas Harmon that were side-by-side for a while, so I'm not sure if you're able to break away when you're side-by-side. But,
they'll just bring everybody back into this fight. I've heard. Third on back.
Oh, I know. It's really just you could throw a blanket over the leaders right now, and it's anybody's game. Right now, Nathan Mon holds the point, but that 25 really wants that lead and that clean air. Clean air can really go a long way no matter where you're at. And right now in Atlanta, it's going to go even a bigger way because these guys are battling 1st through 5th, only separated by a half of a second. So, and I mean, don't count out Matt O'Brien or Thomas Flitcroft back there as well. This top 10 could all get back into this thing if these leaders start racing side by side, which is exactly what they're doing heading through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah,
well, I wouldn't want to give James Holtzer much clean air because he is making it look easy in the dirty air right now. Just made it past Brendan Book, and he is flying through this field right now trying to get to that clean air.
Clean air is basically key for these cars because if you're behind somebody, you're going to get tight, like all the way around. So you better find that clean air quick so you can be able to turn on center off.
And you you can just hear how bumpy this is. It's a track. And these Cup cars specifically with the new diffusers on the bottom just really bottom out hard. Wow, Mon gets really loose there on the exit of 4. He's looking like he's got a handful right now at that 22 car as they cross the start-finish line to start lap 22. He's going to run that high line right with Holtzer, as well as the 42 of Brandon Book as well. So seems like this race turning into more of a high line race. We saw some guys utilizing the bottom line at first, but what's the advantage of using that high line, Connor?
Well, basically it kind of uses up your tires that you've been using on the bottom more than what you've been. It wears out all your stuff more physically up top. You're just looking for grip at this point to survive.
And Lane, what would you prefer later in the run? Would you go with the guys that are running the high line, or are you going to run that inside line? Maybe try to run something different. See if it saves the tires earlier at first, or are you going to go up and run that faster line? That's probably the high line right now.
It's slating to a run. I'm going wherever the guy in front of me isn't. That clean air is going to help save tires more than any line will. So I just want to find that clean air and run anywhere that someone else isn't. And hopefully that'll catch you up, but at a track like Atlanta, it may be the only good line as the high line. We'll see here in a moment as James Holtzer starts ripping the high line, chasing after Ryan Crooks.
Yeah, so Crooks out in front of this thing. Holtzer now second. Harmon, who we're watching right here, has fallen back to third. Brendan Book, Matt O'Brien round out the ever-changing top 5, and Matthew O'Brien is, in fact, the points leader here. Looking at the point standings right now, him and Holtzer separated by 38 points. Looks like Holtzer has one less race, but this would help Holtzer close that gap. Ryan Crooks, our race leader, currently is the third-place position driver in the standings. Brendan Book also in the top 5 tonight. He's in 4th. And Thomas Flitcroft, who is flirting with the top 10, he's currently in 10th, rounding out the top 5 drivers in the point standings so far. So the cream rises to the top usually, boys, and that's what we're seeing so far as we got a battle for the lead. James Holtzer side by side with Ryan Crooks.
I've been watching Holtzer. He's been using that low line instead of the high line. It's been working. He's been able to run right against the white line, but he almost tried to clear himself there. That was close. Ryan Crooks, the momentum off the high line is going to save him right now, but this is going to bring the rest of the field right back up to him, and especially the car in 5th place right now, Matthew O'Brien, who we said was saving tires earlier. He is coming right back up to him, and this might be his lucky break if these two starts battling side by side.
Yeah, and don't forget about Andrew Wisdom. I mean, we've said his name a number of times already tonight. He seems to be starting to utilize those tires that he maybe saved a little bit better than some of these guys. He's picked up a few spots, now sits back there in 6th, and is closing the gap slowly as these two keep battling it out. So now back about a 2.25 seconds behind these two leaders that can't sort it out amongst themselves right now. Still a drag race back to the start-finish line. 27 laps completed here tonight in the Shake and Bake Cup Series race in Atlanta. Brought to you on Speed Racing Network. So here we see James Holtzer is going to be able to clear him.
Over.
Yeah, and that was a really close moment as we have a caution out here on the track. Looks like Charles Kramer back here off the track. So let's go ahead and see what we got here.
Has a bit of front end damage. Yep, makes sense.
He's already spinning. Let's go ahead and rewind it a little bit.
Oh, he got loose off of 4. What it looks like.
Oh, yeah. You just see how hard you can't get. And this is something we've seen all season long, ever since these new next-gen Cup cars have come out. And, wow, big-time damage to the right front suspension. That car is going to be hard to get fixed and back out there on the track, but it's just very easy. And I know you guys are Truck Series drivers, but this is just so easy to do, kind of over-correcting when you start to get a little bit loose. He was fighting it through the whole dogleg there, but unfortunately it stepped out on him and went straight into the wall, something that you guys aren't familiar with in the trucks.
A little bit of a run in the Cup. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that you actually have run in the Cup Series, and you have top 10 in the Cup Series as well.
Yeah, my only top 10. in the Cup Series.
Well, he's having a tough time even parking it with the damage to that right front. Look at that wheel is barely attached. He's going to go ahead and spend some time getting that Ford Mustang fixed up back out there on the track, but we got pit stops happening here. Busy pit road, but looking like Wisdom's going to come off in the first position here.
About to take in 2 tires.
Trying to figure it out.
Because we only get 5 sets of tires for this race, too.
Yeah,
the tires
had a
are
very
pretty
quick stop.
important.
He must be confident in how well he was able to save those left sides. I haven't done too much of the next gen here in Atlanta, but I know in the trucks taking right sides only made the car very loose. I'm not sure if that has the same effect here. It is. It is very, very terrifying for that first couple of laps until the tires equalize. But I know he was saving his tires, so this might play into his strategy well if you save those lefts.
Well, there you see it. Andrew Wisdom still out there all alone, waiting for the rest of the field to catch on up, and he's going to bring it back down pit road. Might have missed his pit stall or something, so that's going to be a big blow to his night after making his way almost to the top 5 before that caution came out. In a field this big, he's going to go back to the 40s, so a tough break there, and he's going to go. I don't know what happened there. I'll be curious to know.
Did he miss it?
It appears he did just miss his pit box.
Yeah, that is very easy to do when you have that many pit boxes out there. So, hey, Lane, you're getting the shout out there in the chat. Rex Room saying you're his favorite.
Yeah, hey, appreciate the support in the comments. For my first time broadcasting, I already get my name shout out. I'll take it.
Yeah, look good to see, man. Well, we're going to go ahead and step aside real quick, run another quick commercial break, come back with your green flag. Don't go anywhere. Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacttax.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, back out here after our first caution of the night. Going to go back to some green flag racing on lap number 33. Thomas Harmon now out in front of this thing. James Holtzer is going to be just behind him, starting outside row number 1. Ryan Crooks, Matt O'Brien, row 2, and Brendan Book, Thomas Flitcroft in row 3. That pace car just really tricked me because it stayed out there forever, but we are back green here in Atlanta.
Thomas Harmon out to a rather large lead going into turn 1. Side-by-side battle for, I believe those are teammates of the same sponsor, battling second and third. Looks like James Holter's going to get the advantage. Yes, coming out of 2, and they are side-by-side until the eye can see the back of the field.
It's like a super speedway race, kind of how the new Atlanta is, with how side-by-side it is, but the first 3 get single-filed out. Ryan Crooks is able to clear that battle for 4th. Matt O'Brien and Brendan Book now going to battle it out, but O'Brien thinks better of it. He's going to start trying to utilize that high line, see if he can make a run on Ryan Crooks here.
He's going to try and get the drive off on exit, but he's just going to get blocked. So we'll see if he tries to cut low. Here he goes. And nothing to help him out.
Yeah, Crooks quickly shuts the door, thinks better of that, but that's going to give Flitcroft a run possibly to the outside of O'Brien. O'Brien goes up to shut the door up there, put some air on the nose of that number 12, and that's going to put Brendan Book back to the inside of the 12. Tight battles all around here in the top 10. Great battle here for fourth, though. Now looks like O'Brien going to clear Crooks for third, move Crooks back to fourth. Now he's going to have his hands full with the 42 of Brendan Book.
O'Brien doing the opposite of what we saw him do last run. He's taking charge quickly. I assume he thought the long run strategy wasn't the best for him, or he's found a way to save tires and be one of the fastest in the field right now. Oh, Holtzer way up the track.
He's just trying to find that clean air. That's all he's looking for. He's going to get a run on him here.
Oh,
Yeah.
but he had the door shut by, I believe that was Book.
Look at that run.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, he's going to blow right on by the 68 of Thomas Harmon and put him in his rear view mirror. James Holtzer gets that top spot after starting 16th here tonight, up 15 to P number 1. He's going to try and set sail on the rest of this field. Matt O'Brien, Thomas Harmon, Mons, and Flitcroft all going to be trying hard to not let him get away here.
Ooh, Book cutting really close to Ryan Crooks here in the back. And also it was Ryan Crooks that went up the track, not Holtzer. They have the same paint scheme, and I got a little confused there, but Brendan Book and Crooks getting really close going to turn 2. It's Matthew O'Brien and Justin Mons side by side for fourth, or that's third.
It's hard to keep track of all the changing. Ooh,
Ooh.
real tight moment there for Flitcroft, and I believe that's Mons. Yeah, Mons in the 41. So you're right, there are a lot of similar looking cars. We got a lot of red, white, and blue cars out there, obviously, the July 4th weekend right around the corner, and a lot of silver cars I'm noticing. So good to see all these guys hanging out together. They can't be spread out and kind of help us out, huh?
It would help,
Nope,
wouldn't
no.
it?
Let's go ahead and see what other kind of battles we have happening out there on the track right now. Right now, Bethel losing a spot, looks like to Brody Falliker, but Bethel not wanting to give up just yet. This is back in P number 15, so battles happening everywhere, whether you're up front, in the middle of the pack, or in the back. You're trying to get as many spots as you can with the big field here tonight. 43 stalls filled up on pit road, and this is what you want to see.
Andrew Wisdom back in P23. I believe he's restarted 31st after missing his pit stall. He's gotten up to P23 and now in a slight mess of cars ahead of him. We'll see how he gets through it. I know he's fast. He was up front when he missed his pit stall, so he's having to work his way back up. But so far up 10 since the restart.
Yeah, and he's got Bridgman too in front of him in that 26 machine. He also spent an extended period of time down pit road because he had that big hit with the retaining wall on the outside of turn 2, I believe it was, and he had to spend a lot of time getting that damage fixed. But both these drivers looking like they're heading back towards where they were running not too long ago. So let's head back out front. You can see that gap starting to grow slowly but surely, now almost to a half a second over with Holtzer over Flitcroft here in that 31 machine. So just a third of the way through this race here tonight. And it is a doozy so far. Battles everywhere. Just take a look at this. Duncan O'Connor battling with John Honeycutt, it looks like, right here. And then just in front of them, you got Cody Glinka and Evan Knopp going side by side. And then just in front of them, oh, you got Matt O'Brien and Jordan McGraw. These guys can't see anything in front of them. All they can see is that guy right next to him because there is no ground being made up on anybody right now, it seems like. It's hard to pass, and that's why I was saying earlier, Lane, you can speak on it. You've led a few laps here this season. Connor, you've led us some too. It just goes a long way with that clean air.
It doesn't matter the car. It doesn't matter what you do to it. Clean air will be the most important factor at any track, any race car. So you want to get out to the lead, and Holtzer has taken quite a large lead. I think that's definitely the largest lead we've seen tonight, and he is using full advantage of that clean air, pulling very far away.
Oh yeah, clean air has been key as long as we've been racing for. So, yeah, you just want on a clean air as fast as you can and as long as you can.
Thomas Harmon starting to kind of close the gap on James Holtzer a little bit after Holtzer blew on by the 16 a few laps ago. Harmon starting to edge back closer with Flitcroft, Mons, and Crooks just behind him, rounding out the top 5, and then just behind them going to round out the top 10 with Brendan Book, Matt O'Brien, Cody Kalinka, John Honeycutt, and Jordan McGraw starting to single file a little bit through the rest of the field, but right here, still side by side with Evan Knopp and Mika Allard battling it out for 13th right here. So looking like the 61 going to have the edge on that high line. That's going to bring Brody Falliker on by. He's going to have his hands full now with Evan Knopp in that 63. So that 7-Eleven machine going to have to try and make his way back up to the high line. Otherwise, we're going to start seeing the train go by, because now Eliza Bethel going to be just behind him. She's having a great night so far, up 8 positions from where she started in 24th, running 16th currently. And you got to be feeling good when you keep picking off cars one at a time. She sets her sights now on that 63, who she can tell isn't up to snuff with a few of these guys, losing a lot of positions here early on lap 47.
Back up front, Thomas Harmon appears to have kind of been bringing in James Holtzer and pulling away from the rest. Their lap times have evened out almost to the 1,000th. So
yeah, you gained about a 10th on him. Nope, sorry, my cut. Take that back. About 2 tenths back. He's gained on Holtzer, so he is ruining him in whatever he's doing with that draft.
So,
and it looks like Ryan Crooks has just cleared Justin Mons for 3rd, and we might see another person try to track down Thomas Harmon.
Looking at our digger cam right here. The cars are endless out here tonight, boys. Huge field, but all being led by James Holtzer right now. But you're exactly right. That gap is shrinking now down to 7/10 and now inching into about the 6/10 of a second margin, and inching ever so much closer to having a battle on our hands between Holtzer and Harmon out there on track. So about to hit lap number 50. Quickly turning off the laps here in this one, nearing that halfway mark here tonight. And it's taken quite a while for Holtzer to get up front, but he's here with a few other big movers so far. Give a shout out to the 50 of John Honeycutt, up 22 from where he began the night in 29th position, currently running P number 7. Back in 10th, we got Duncan O'Connor in that 2 machine out of Canada, up 23 spots after starting 33rd. He's up to 10th place, and just behind him, a name we're familiar with here after running with him in the console days, Tyler Dohar, trying to move into the top 10. And here he goes on by Duncan O'Connor in that Elite Performance Industries, number 77. Dohar now in the top 10. He's plus 18 after starting 28th here tonight, and a few others to go through. Brian Huntley back here. He is up in the 22nd position after starting in 40th. Not an easy task to go from the back to the front with this many cars, guys.
Not at all. Every single one of these drivers you just named are doing an impressive job getting their way up through the field, whether it be pit strategy or saving these tires. They all deserve a nice slap on the back.
You gonna slap him on the back, Lane?
That's not what it. Pat on the back. I said it, and then I immediately realized that's not the saying. Caution's out.
Yeah, yellow flag,
out.
looking like
Distraction from what I said.
Dylan Robb being involved in this one. He's going through the grass in that number 16. A few other guys might have been involved in that one as well. Tom Torrey and Andrew Basag. And you see the 52 of Robert Holder, who's had a tough night as well, going to be involved in that one. So let's go ahead and check it out. Tom Torrey right here. In that, what is he in this? He's in the 40. He's in that Cheetos car that we're staring at right there coming your way. Let's see what happened to the 40. So it's happening in front of him with Holder. Yeah. So it looks like Holder and Dylan Robb might have been the initial cause of this one. Let's go ahead and take another look. Move up a little bit here. So here's Holder. He's already down on the grass, which is
not. Did he get
not.
loose again?
Yeah, he got loose in the same exact spot. It's looking like.
Oh, he hit the grass. That's how he got loose.
And that's all it takes.
Oh, and he got helped by the 16.
Nowhere for the 16 to go. Nowhere for the 40 to go. The 17 of Josh Small III is able to skate on by. Let's check that out one more time. But let's go ahead, watch it from a different perspective. I want to ride on board that 16 before we go back down and check out Pit Road, which is very busy right now. He had nowhere to go. It's very hard to predict where that car is going to come back up on track, and unfortunately came up right into his nose. So big time damage on the 16 here. But like I said, Pit Road is busy. Let's see who we get coming off first, maybe. James Holtzer going to be first. Crooks second. Mons third. Harmon fourth. Flitcroft going to round out the top 5. Matt O'Brien, Jordan McGraw, John Honeycutt, Brendan Book, and Tyler Dohar rounding out the top 10 drivers off of Pit Road. So Holtzer maintains that lead. Very important lead, as a lot of these guys, these big names that are all sitting in the top 5 in points, start to make their way back to the front. So we're going to step aside one more time, as we do here under caution on Speed Racing Network. Run a few commercial breaks and come right back with the green flag.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. And maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacktx.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Well, that just happened. Unfortunately, Holder wrecks in front of the field there, takes the tow as we come back from that side-by-side commercial break. And, yeah, not something we're familiar with seeing here. Not the night Holder was hoping to have in that 52, but he gets the car quickly cleared off the track, and I believe everybody makes it through there unscathed. So almost to that halfway mark of this one, but they're going to add another lap of yellow and try to get this field gridded back up, kind of scattered things as they were coming out of turn 2, and we've seen it happen in SRM before. It's just weird things happen under yellow.
I did it in I believe it was the Coke 600 for iRacing. He was in first gear and he gunned it, and high RPMs, old tires, you go around really quickly. So
He literally
been there, done that. It sucks.
He literally punched and spun himself out.
Yes, that was unfortunate, but luckily I believe everyone managed to miss him. So
Yeah, so we'll get this thing back underway after they get that field gridded back up, which looks like they're doing just that. Pace car lights are back off, and we'll just run through the top 10 real quickly here. James Holtzer going to opt to start on the outside lane for this restart, so to his inside will be Ryan Crooks. He's in second. Mons and Harmon going to be in row number 2. Matt O'Brien and Thomas Flitcroft row number 3. And you got Honeycutt and McGraw in row 4. And in row 5, Brendan Book and Tyler Dohar making his way quickly up to the front of this one, up 18 positions. So a lot of big movers in this race. We'll see if they can make their way up even further in this one as the pace car goes down pit road. And we're back green here in Atlanta.
Holtzer. Yep, Holtzer, like I believe Connor was about to say, Holtzer out to a nice start.
Yeah, beat me to it.
Yeah, he gets a nice gap, and then quickly Crooks behind him, going to try and clear, and he does clear Harmon. Harmon clearing that battle for 4th behind them, so O'Brien and Mons going at it side by side for 4th, while Flitcroft falls back to 6th after that restart. But quickly up front, we got a change in the lead. Crooks makes his way by Holtzer on the outside. New leader as we're nearing the halfway mark of this one.
That middle lane has some speed for a short amount of time, man. He just rolled around him on the outside.
Well, barreling at she's going to be 43 cars in the Shake and Bake Cup Series race here tonight in Atlanta, all led by the 25 of Ryan Crooks after Holtzer led the last handful of laps. Harmon going to try and get his way back up to the front. Mons and O'Brien rounding out the top 5. So let's see what other battles might be taking place on the track as the field kind of sorting itself out further up front. The 61 going at it with Duncan O'Connor here. Cody Kalinka and the 79 also in this mix as well. So starting to get a little more single file quickly, or more quickly I should say, than we're used to seeing. As I say that, they go side by side.
Yeah. Just had to say something. Oh well, next thing's exciting. Yeah, I believe most people might want to start saving their tires now that we're farther into the race. It's as laps click down, you don't want to be farther back because it takes a while to get up to the front.
Yeah, it's just you run out of laps after a while. I mean, we're officially over the halfway mark of this race, and this battle for, what is this, 11th is heating up between Kalinka and O'Connor. And don't count out Evan Canop yet. We were talking about him earlier in that 7-Eleven getting past on the inside lane, but Andrew Wisdom going to use that inside lane now, try and pass a few cars. He's to the inside of that 61.
He has been flying this field ever since being caught up in that pit issue where I believe he went through pit road and missed his box. He has been flying with a vengeance to get back up to the front. Up from 31 when he had that issue to 15th now.
Yeah, he's been flying through the field. I didn't even know it was him until I saw the number 7.
Well, he's trying to find a place to go right here. Unfortunately, doesn't have anywhere to go. And is going to have to settle in behind the 77 of Tyler Dohar right here. Not going to be an easy pass for Andrew, but Tyler making a move to the outside of, I believe, Jordan McGraw now. So It's hard to pass cars when the cars in front of you are also passing cars.
No room for you, barely any room for them.
Yeah, so you shove 43 really big stock cars out here, and you're going to have absolutely no room, which is what we've been seeing here so far tonight. But really single file all the way through the top 10 here, as it looks like Mon's going to run a little bit of a higher lane, see if he can get a run on possibly Holtzer there for second. But Ryan Crook's starting to set out to a little bit of a gap. He's got about 0.4 of a second separating him and James Holtzer, but just as I say that, Holtzer going to start possibly trying to run down this 25. Can't let him get too far away, because that, before you know it, you're going to be out of time to catch him. So you got to stay within reach, but within reason too, because like we're seeing a few of these guys, it's very easy to blow off the tires too quickly when you're trying to pass all these cars to get back up to where you're running. So curious to see how to hold up for Wisdom if he's able to make his way back up to the front. But the battle for second right now between Holtzer and Mons heating up as they head into turn one.
Yeah, I think Holtzer's trying to save his stuff now, because he was doing a little bit of science when he was checked out, and they were reeling him in on the last run. So now he's trying to save his tires to make a charge at the leader now.
They get
really close.
Oh.
Okay, maybe not. Take it back.
Uncle Neko must be asleep right now, because I cannot believe that did not bring out a caution with how close they were. That was awesome to see them leaning on each other, which is what we want here on the sim. So great to see that out of these two here tonight. Both of their connections saving them, I guess you could say, right there. But Justin Mons up to second after starting the night in ninth place, put Holtzer back to third, and you still got Harmon and Brendan Book rounding out the rest of the top five.
Ryan Crooks is using that almost disaster to pull out a little further to the lead, but looks like Justin Mons may actually be gaining. Actually, no, take that back. He was a tenth slower that lap.
Well, that's a look on board of Tyler Dohar, who was trying to make the pass on O'Brien, the season points leader so far. Dohar going to try and work around him. He's blinking out there, which is always a distraction. And league admins quickly try to rectify that really quickly. Dohar going to take a look to the inside here. We'll see if he's able to clear Matthew O'Brien, and looking like he might do just that. Now he's going to go quickly to work on the 50 of Honeycutt. Dohar gets loose, though, off of 2. Saves it and stays with the battle here with O'Brien.
He kind of got tight going into 2 because the car in front of him started to go down. He started to plow, which made him go up almost into Honeycutt, which he had to crank it left to get it not to hit him.
Andrew Wisdom finally back into the top 10. Looking at these battles ahead of him, wondering if he can pick anyone off. Looks like he's going to get underneath Dohar here, but the momentum from the high line is going to carry Dohar away.
Yeah, this is a tough battle trying to get by the 77, who's also picked up a ton of positions tonight. And then you got Mika Allard and Duncan O'Connor just on your bumper. And Thomas Whitcroft behind you too. He's been up in the top 5 all night long as well. And a few newcomers. Cody Kalinka is slowly making his way up through the field. Now he's going to go and try and make a run to the outside of Andrew Wisdom here. Battles all over the place here.
Really close.
I think Cody hit the wall there. Come on. He ain't going up, he going back.
Yeah, he is falling back a little bit, and try and take a look at the right side of that car when he gets off of turn 4 here. These cars hold up really well, so it's hard to tell sometimes, and it looks clean so far. So might have scraped it a little bit to the point where he got some momentum scrubbed off of that thing, but settles back in right behind Hunter Johnson and battling with Thomas Flitcroft now to the inside of him. So we'll head back up to that pack, and still heating up. Looks like Wisdom was able to move on by Dohar when we got away from there, but really tight racing between Allard and O'Connor.
They've been close for a couple of corners now, it looks. Things are getting a little tense here for the battle for 10th.
Yeah, and you just got to be careful. And remember, there is still a lot of time left in this race. 47 laps to go here, and you still got a whole pit stop to do, I do believe. So, I mean, still a lot to unfold here. It's not like you're racing. Yeah, and these guys, they're not heeding the warning. They don't care what I'm saying. They want to go 3 wide here, and there's another one 3 wide back here, and someone's in the wall a little bit further back. Not sure who that was. Nonetheless, we'll head back up front. Crook's still out to a healthy margin, up to 3/4 of a second now on James Holtzer. And then double that gap on back to Justin Mons. He's about 0.8 of a second behind Holtzer, so the lead's starting to separate a little bit up here, up towards the front. But that 3rd through 5th battle is pretty good right now with Harmon leading the way.
And I bet you that Crooks and Holtzer are loving what they're seeing behind them. Those 3 battling are going to let those 2 pull away easily.
All right, well, let's check out that battle we were looking at not too long ago. Hunter Johnson, Duncan O'Connor, and Thomas Flitcroft all back here closely following the machines of Tyler Dohar and Mika Allard just in front of them. All these guys trying to get into the top 10 while Dohar and Allard are trying to hang on to those top 10 spots. So great battles back here for a top 10 position, and it's starting to separate a little bit more once you go further and further on back in the pack.
Michael Allard had a run on Dohar there, but it seems like he took his air away and had to make him lift.
Yeah, Mika
I
Allard
think Tyler's starting to get loose on exit, and that's how he's losing spots.
Real dicey moment there for Dohar after he almost makes contact with the wall on the exit of 4. And then you got the tight battle of Flitcroft and O'Connor just in front of him. He's going to settle in back here in 13th. Oh, wow, just in front of him. And Hunter Johnson
going around.
Can he save it? No.
No.
He's going to come back up on the track, and that might bring out a caution.
Green.
Oh, he's...
There it comes.
There we go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Well, we see
he
that
put in a lot of effort to keep that car straight.
We see that happen quite often, where you wreck off on that apron there, and it doesn't register it at all. So he came back up on the surface a little bit, and him not being able to get it back going the right way with traffic coming, they bring out the caution. So we're going to rewind it a little bit here because it doesn't start a little bit further back enough for me. But yeah, we see him just get loose like we've seen a few guys do here. Very common mistake that is made. Oh, and there's actually contact there. So it wasn't even him getting loose. The 61 and 32 make contact. And he goes for a ride down on the apron.
He didn't hit anything, so the car should be pretty good to go for the rest of this race.
Good job keeping it below the apron. If he came back up on the track, we could have seen a much worse accident there.
Oh, yeah. I saw all the cars turn right into that blue car, and it was about to get real bad real quick.
Oh, well, it doesn't want to work with me now. It's going to make me go ahead and flat out rewind this whole thing again. I want to get a look at the onboard here and just see him just trying to wheel this thing off of 2. See him make contact there with the 61. Just hard to really correct it. Overcorrects it. But then, man, does a fantastic job to keep it off the wall and out of traffic, too. Locks up the brakes, sees how close he is to these guys. And at this point, it's just very hard. I mean, unless you have virtual reality and you can use one of those VR headsets, it's going to be hard to see those cars coming. So looking like everybody going to come down pit road again here. We'll see who is able to get off first. Looks like Harmon is going to come off first, and he is going to, I think he had to have taken a 2-tire stop there. He is 8 seconds faster than the rest of the field, so I think that is exactly what we are seeing. Thomas Harmon takes 2 tires, gets that clean air, and goes to the point here in Atlanta Ryan Crooks comes off second, Holtzer in third, Brendan Book in fourth, and Justin Mons comes out in fifth. So shaking it up a bit here on pit road and shaking it up a bit here on the Shake and Bake Cup Series race in Atlanta. So almost down to 40 laps to go here. We're going to get a kick back off with about 37 or 38 to go. But before we do, we're going to step aside one more time, run a quick commercial break.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacttax.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, well, Thomas Harmon here, and he did not take tires. Fuel only for the driver of the 68, so the field probably licking their chops right now, but Ryan Crook's probably licking them the most. He's going to start outside row 1. Brendan Book, James Holtzer are going to start row 2. Matt O'Brien, Justin Mons, row 3. Mika Allard, Andrew Wisdom, after his trek back up to the front, going to start row 4. And John Honeycutt and Duncan O'Connor going to round out the 5th row. So 82 laps in the book. We're going to kick it back off with 37 laps to go here. Pace car jets down pit road, and we're back green here in Atlanta.
Oh, and caution come out.
And quickly back under caution here in Atlanta.
I saw Harmon get a little wiggle.
Yeah, I did see that. But he kept it going, though.
Yeah. Looks like the admins threw that, maybe?
Oh, we had a wreck back here further on back, it looks like, in the field on that restart. So going to rewind it. It's already happening.
Oh, what? We didn't even get to the green one.
Yeah, they weren't even out of turn 4. Let's see. I believe it might have been the 17 here involved. So we'll go up to the blimp, check this out from a higher view.
Did he just hit the gas again in first gear?
Well, there's a lot of space between him and the rest of the field, so maybe a little bit of a checkup. Oh, the 32
I believe I heard him say in chat that his wheel stopped working. Maybe. Because that's what it looks like. With that hard left turn.
45, I don't even know what happened to the 45 as well. I'm going to try and check that out. I believe that's Austin Moore.
He was behind all this too, I think.
Oh.
Well,
he goes by there. And
he just punched it.
Maybe, is he the one that had the, I don't know. There are some gremlins out here tonight, though, and you can
He must have
see
been the one to
that.
cause it then. Might have.
Well, that is why the caution came out, is for Austin Moore right there. So, two separate incidents happening out there on the track, and nonetheless,
You never know what happens on Speed Racing Network.
Yeah, you do this long enough, boys, and you see it all. And I can honestly say that,
That's a new one.
Yeah, then it's just you start to see these little gremlins pop up, and it's weird to think of it, but there are equipment failures in iRacing. We've seen a few number guys do it over on our league, Speed Racing Network, but seeing it possibly happening and rearing its ugly head here tonight, equipment failure is a very real thing in the sim world.
Yep, I've had that problem before. Off the gas pedal. Not fun.
My entire racing stand come apart while I was under braking into a hairpin.
Oh my god.
Guy in front of me did not believe me either, but it happened.
Yeah, that is a hard one to believe, and I would ask for picture evidence.
We need evidence and show the viewers.
Going to do a hairpin, stomped on the brakes, and the brakes went flying that way. Did not make that corner.
Here is your leader, the Avril Lavigne, number 68. Man, that takes me back to probably before you guys were even born. Avril still kicking, man, and look at her. She's on the side of a stock car and out front here in Atlanta nonetheless. Ryan Crooks there in P number 2 in that number 25. And looking for one more spot after leading a few laps here this evening. So Brendan Book just behind him in that number 42 National Guard Chevy Camaro. He's going to round out our 3 podium positions. And then just behind him, Holtzer, who was running up front of this thing. He's got his hands full here tonight in Atlanta. He's going to have to make up 3 more spots to get back out in front of this one in that Death Wish Coffee number 31 machine. Matt O'Brien, the season points leader here in the Shake and Bake Cup Series in that Cloud 9 Chevy Camaro. He is going to round out the top 5. 6th place going to go to Justin Mons, who's been having a great run up to the front after starting top 10 here tonight. He's currently 6th, and he was running a little bit further up not too long ago. I believe the highest position he's had here tonight is 3rd, so he's going to be looking to get back up there. And then Andrew Wisdom, who's just had a handful of mistakes on pit road here this evening, has probably passed more cars than anybody else here tonight. He is currently 7th, which is fitting for the 7 car. So he's going to be looking for a few more as well. Mika Allard, a great trek to the front, plus 12 on the evening. Currently your 8th place driver. 9th going to go to the 50 of John Honeycutt, up 20 positions from where he began. And the guy beside him is going to up him a little bit here. Duncan O'Connor in 10th. Up 23 spots. So some of these guys have fun passing cars here tonight. It's a good feeling when you go out there and do that, huh, guys?
It's the best.
It's
Knowing
fun,
that
but
you have
yet
a car that can just fly through the field like that. Sorry, Connor.
God. Sorry, go ahead.
You're
I
going.
wonder how that shook up the field, that caution. I just thought about it. I believe Holtzer was P3 on that last restart, but now he's P4. And that shook up the teammates.
I could probably give him a more desirable lane out there on the outside, so we could see that 31 maybe have the preferred position here on this restart. We're going to find out because that pace car going down pit road one more time. The field in Thomas Hardman's hands there on the outside lane. And you can see it gets a little bit shaky on that start, but a clean start nonetheless. And everybody going 3 wide in a hurry here, going to try and take advantage of those old tires. They quickly go on by the 68. The battles for the 25 and the 31 up front.
I believe things are going to get quite sketchy here in the back because there's 3 wide going to 3. That'd be Micah Allard and Andrew Wisdom as Harmon continues to fall.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just, he didn't even last one lap in the top 10 here, and it's just hard to just let all these guys go by after the 68 was running and the top 10 for a good portion of this evening. Looks like a bad call on pit road is going to be a bad call on the standing sheet possibly at the end of this one as he's battling side by side with PJ O'Leary here. And this is for 17th. Quickly as Brian Huntley go on by him too. He's going to fall out of the top 20. He could go all the way to the back at this point with all the fresh tires out there.
A part of me wanted that plan to work. I knew it wasn't, but I really wanted it to.
With 30 laps to go, I wouldn't have. It wasn't gonna make it happen.
Well, I think he is realizing that now. I don't know why he did it, but hey, you stick to your guns. Hindsight's 2020. We have a new leader. That's Ryan Crooks back out in front of this thing. Holtzer trying to run him down, and Matt O'Brien back here in third after restarting there in fifth. He's picked up a few spots here quickly. Don't take your eyes off the points leader here.
And a little sideways coming two side by side with Holtzer. Holtzer with a huge run on his teammate. I'm going to assume they're teammates.
I think so. They have the same paint scheme on my end, so.
Well, that's not good if we're seeing different paint schemes. Well, I don't know. You can tell me. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar, but nonetheless, they are battling side by side. Holtzer and Crooks battling, but Crooks going to hang on the exit of 2 here. Holtzer going to quickly try and go back at him here to the inside, but not going to have the momentum he needs as they head off of turn 4 here.
It's again single file through the top 5. All the way back to 11th they are single file. Although now we just got side by side Ryan McCall and Evan Knop. Not Evan Knop. Tyler Dohar. Field gets mixed up real quick back here.
Yeah, so McCall going right on by Dohar. That for 11th. Dohar going to try and quickly go back to the inside of that number 30, but I believe that 30 is going to have the momentum and really pinch the 77 on the exit of 4. And that's going to help the 63 go on by Dohar as well. So Dohar's starting to fall back after making it up to 9th not too long ago. So we'll see if he's able to make that ground back up here because we're quickly running out of time here on lap number 93. Down to 27 laps to go. And this thing is nose to tail up front. All 6 or 7 of these guys within grasp of each other.
Don't know if Holtzer is going to get to Crooks or not, because Crooks has been running the middle lane, which has pretty much been dominant on the short run. So I don't know if he's going to get to him or not on the bottom. As I say that,
Matthew with a power move.
I think
And we're going 3 wide.
3 wide into turn 3. How fitting here in Atlanta. Crooks going to go way up on the wall, try and rip that lip and get the momentum. They almost make contact off of 4. Drag race to the line. Crooks leads that lap, but no separation between these guys battling 3 wide for the lead. It stays that way down into turn 1. Can't separate into turn 2. Looks like Crooks going to give it up to Matt O'Brien. So O'Brien now out in front of this thing.
I thought it was a power move and Brian just almost took 2 for 1, and then Holtzer coming out of nowhere making it 3 wide for a whole lap. Oh, Matthew O'Brien
he got loose.
Dropping.
Wow, and Crooks barely gets
And
on
the 3
by.
wide again.
Yeah, Holtzer. Oh, get
Holtzer
Holtzer
in
in
the
the wall. Big time there.
Still 3.
He still keep digging up top.
That slowed him down for a few feet.
With 25 laps to go, you would think this is the last lap with all the blocking out here. Now, Brendan Book taking a look to the inside of Ryan Crooks. And no, I am not trying to rhyme. That is just the battle happening right before your eyes out there on the track. 24 laps to go. And even though we just saw Holtzer just crush the wall on the outside there, doesn't seem to be hindering the handling on that 31. He is looking very fast at this point, and looks like Book is going to clear him there for second.
Ooh. Little love
Good
tap.
night,
Holtzer to Book saying I appreciated that.
Is that what that means?
I mean, that's what my teammate did to me, and I don't know. We'll find out in a team meeting.
It's either a good push or a bad push. We'll find out.
Either way, you got pushed.
Further on back here, looks like Honeycutt, O'Connor trying to settle this battle for 8th and 7th place right here. And Mika Allard wanting to get in on the mix too, but it looks like O'Brien quickly falling back now to 6th place after he did take the lead initially there. Something happening to him off of 4, but now under attack from Honeycutt. Moved Honeycutt up into 6th. He almost gets into the wall. These boys are not liking the handling on the cars, but they see 22 laps to go in this thing. And it's go time. It's time to win this race. And that's why you're seeing 3 different lanes play out through 1 and 2. O'Brien down low. Allard in the 2nd lane.
O'Brien getting
all
loose.
the way up high. Yeah.
He's been getting loose off of 2 twice now. That's the 2nd time he's gotten loose.
Side by side for the lead.
Yep, Crooks
Drag
and
race
Book,
to the line.
Crooks and Book battling it out. Book wants it. Crooks wants to hang on to it, but I don't think he's going to be able to. That 42 looking really good on that inside lane, which is something we're not used to saying here tonight, but he's going to make the pass happen for the lead and quickly crossed over. Crooks goes back to the inside of the 42. Battle down into 3.
Since the restart, we have seen nothing but phenomenal racing for the lead.
I mean, that's what we assumed would be the case. It's what you get when you restart late in this race. It gives everybody that kind of pipe dream that they might be able to win this, and they're
really
making
close.
contact, leaning on one another here.
They're still stuck together. They kept it straight. Oh, here comes Holtzer.
Yeah, that slowed them up big time. Gave Holtzer a run to the inside, and he's going to take that position away from Crooks. So Crooks now goes from 1st back to 3rd. Book able to set himself apart from those two, see if he can build a gap. But Holtzer does not want to let him get away. Holtzer wants that lead with 19 laps to go here tonight.
I'm surprised they didn't wreck in turn 2.
They were trying.
Speaking
of. We had to say something.
God, Tom Taylor's cursing me, I'm telling you.
Huntley, all these guys still driving into one another out here. This is a big pileup. Looking like 6 or 7 cars alone sitting right here.
Oh, no.
Let's go ahead and take a look at this wreck replay. Might have already been happening. We're going to go ahead and play this out. This is Huntley, so Huntley looks like he gets into the wall and comes down into the 31 of Jimmy Cocker. And then all these guys just unable to slow up. The 45 drives right into him. The 17 goes right into him, too. That's Josh Small. And then you just see the parking lot of cars further up. Let's go ahead and see if we can cue that up again.
Well, we haven't had the big one until now, so that's a start.
Oh, so it looks like this happened a little bit further on back.
22 put the 19 in the wall?
It's really tight racing off of 4 and a little bit of contact. Might have been a little bit of netcode where it brought those 2 cars together, but shoves the 19 in the wall. He comes down into the 31 and ends the day for Jimmy Cocker. And then all those guys past him getting involved in the mix as well. So big damage for a lot of these guys here early, or later on, I should say. We're not early on in this thing anymore. We're getting down to the end of this, and that is exactly why we're seeing a lot of guys coming down pit road once again.
I wonder if we'll see an interesting tire strategy this time around.
I don't know, but you see everybody deciding to come down. And it looks like Book is going to be the first guy to come off pit road, closely followed by Holtzer. And then Wisdom comes off in 3rd. Ryan Crooks there in 4th. Justin Mons rounding out those top 5 positions off pit road. Honeycutt, O'Brien, O'Connor, Allard, and Flitcroft all coming out in the top 10. So shaking up a little bit here, but Book maintains that lead after battling it out there with a few guys early in that run. But caution here with 17 laps to go is going to bring everybody right back up into the mix. And Lane, you said that racing was pretty good. It's going to get even better once we
That
get back.
was just the appetizer.
Oh, yeah, definitely wait and come back. We're going to run another quick commercial break and be right back after this word.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacttax.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
All right, pace car lights are off. That's what we want to see, boys. We're going to have 14 laps to go. Hopefully, all green flag laps, but it's going to be a heck of a battle once we get this thing kicked off. We got the leader restart to high side. Lane, is that your choice if you're in this position?
Yes, we've seen that middle line be fast. Starts on the shorter runs. Not sure how it'll play out for the long run, but with only 14 laps, I don't know if this really counts as a long run.
I don't think it counts as a long run at all. I think these boys are going to melt these tires right off of these cars and see what they can get. Pace car peels off down pit road. We're green once again down here in Atlanta. Book with a great restart. Going to quickly pin the second place drivers side by side. That's Crooks and Holtzer battling out for second. You got Wisdom, Honeycutt side by side back there. Wisdom going to clear Honeycutt, move up high, put Mons to the inside of Honeycutt back there. And Mons going to take a look to the inside of Wisdom.
Brooks shooting to the outside, but going a little too high into the corner. Unless he's trying to run the high line.
Ooh,
Really close to
tight.
off the corner.
And then there it goes. It comes on back. My old iRacing is really tempting me lately to call my internet service provider, because that should not be happening. But quick little blink on my end there. 13 laps to go. And really tight racing between Crooks and Holtzer back there for second.
That's what you want to see as if you're Book right now. You want to see those people battling as hard as they can behind you. Although it looks like Crook broke free of the battle and now has a chance to go hunt down Brendan Book.
Andrew Wisdom up to third now, after passing Holtzer for fourth.
And there it goes again. Man, iRacing really hates me lately, boys. I don't know what's going on. Well, nonetheless.
Don't know, man.
Yeah, we're going to just hand it over to Lane Doyle. He's going to just take over the broadcast on his end here, because my iRacing, with 12 laps to go, is throwing fits here. So I do apologize to everybody at home watching this, but we'll go head up and back up towards the front. It seems to make it happy. Brendan Book still out to the lead. Ryan Crooks, though, and Andrew Wisdom closely behind.
Wisdom looks like he wants to take a peek on Crooks. And speaking of taking a peek, here comes Crooks to the inside of Book. Once again, getting really close.
Cleared
Yeah.
him.
And Book cutting him some slack there for sure, because if he didn't, I think he might have been taking a turn there. That 25 looked really tight there, but still with a good run off the 4 and a nice push down the front stretch by Andrew Wisdom, and that's going to put him out front.
Side by side, Wisdom and Book. I feel like Book really wanted to take a look on the inside of Crook that time, but he wasn't clear. We'll see if he gets a good enough run off. Ooh, Wisdom getting sideways once again, really close off of 4.
It is unbelievable how tight some of the racing we've seen here is tonight. It's just crazy that none of it has ended in somebody getting spun, because usually we see that
Might happen here.
Yeah, Netcode rear its ugly head up, but not so far here. And now Crooks takes the lead back over here with 9 laps to go, coming to the stripe to take 8 laps to go. Book quickly goes back to the inside to maybe get that lead back here.
Wisdom goes up top. I'm going with the 25. Let's see how this works out for him.
Yeah, 3 cars on the top. Book all by himself down there. It's pretty much a battle between this top 4. The 5th place driver, Miko Allard, has a little bit of separation, about 4/10ths back from this pack, and he's got his own battle on his hands with Matt O'Brien and John Honeycutt further on back there. So with 8 laps to go, we're not going to take our eyes off this side-by-side battle for the lead. Really tight for the 42 off of 4, almost makes contact, has to get out the gas a little bit, loses that momentum off of 4. 7 laps to go, anybody's game between the 25, 42, 7, and 31 right now.
It's really hard to tell what line is preferred. Oh, never mind. Here comes Book on the inside line, taking over the lead from Crook.
Also got a massive run to the top. Shot it to the bottom underneath Wisdom. Now he's going for 3rd. And now for 2nd.
Yeah, so quickly by Wisdom there for 3rd from Holtzer. And right to the inside of Crooks now. It's go time for Holtzer. 6 to go. That 42 loving what he's seeing. Like we were saying earlier, the longer these guys battle it out, the easier it is for him to worry about his own thing. But bad news, Holtzer has cleared Crooks. He sets his sights on the 42 of Brandon Book. And he's going to start trying to run him down. But speaking of running, he's running out of time. Coming to the stripe to take 5 laps to go here in Atlanta.
The rest of the field has caught up to the top 4. Matt O'Brien's caught up with him, and so has the 61.
Yeah, great run by Miko Allard. Speaking of that 61, he is up in the 5th position, up 15 spots after starting the night in 20th. Great run up to the front. Honeycutt up 22 positions back there in 7th, and O'Connor up to 8th, up 25 positions. So a lot of big movers in this race tonight. Holtzer, one of them, up 14. He wants that one more position with 4 laps to go here. Running out of time, looking good, for Brendan Book right now.
Holtzer's been running that high line, and it gives him an amazing run coming off the corner, but he'll have to try and pass him on the inside, because I doubt Book will give him that high line.
See the lap. Yeah, no, you're good. You see the lap car there going out of the way to stay out of the leader's path. But 3 laps to go. You can see Holtzer kind of exploring, but really having a tough time to make up that ground on the 42. 3 to go. It's going to try and run that bottom line here. See if that helps him out a little bit. You can see he gets that entry, but the 42 might get a little bit better run down the backstretch.
Oh, big slide from the, what is it, the 20 car in the back?
Still gaining ground to the corners. Ooh, Holter sliding up the track, having to get hard on the wheel and make sure he doesn't smack the wall.
Well, 2 laps to go. It's time to smack the gas and try and get by the 42. He's going to get right to the bumper, but still not able to get as much as he needs to get by the 42, and it's going to be a hard pass. Not easy to do here in Atlanta. Running out of turns as they near start-finish line. The 42 going to see the white flag in the flag man's hands. 1 lap to go. Can he hold off The hard charging Holtzer, Andrew Wisdom closely there in third. Mika Allard now up to fourth, and John Honeycutt back there in fifth. Feel like we have some drivers wrecking further on back in the pack, so we'll see if we stay green here, but that white flag remains out. Dohar, one of those guys, he's out of this thing now. A few other guys, Ryan Crooks crashed. He was up here not too long ago. But all eyes on the 42 as he heads off of turn number 4. Brendan Book is going to put it in the books as a winner here in Atlanta.
See what you did there?
Have cars parked all along the track.
What in the world?
Yeah, this is Ryan Crooks. He's back here in 24th now, and a few other guys with some big problems. Dohar took a tow off the track, and you got PJ O'Leary back here, Jacob Kerr, Francis Hamilton, Evan Knapp, who we saw having a good run up there earlier. He's had issues on that last lap as well, but no issues for the man up front. He is going to bring it home a winner. Brendan Book gets the W here tonight. He's going to burn it down on the front stretch. Quickly parks it there on the start-finish line and has a little more in it, I think. He might burn it down a little more, but, man, a great performance out of this 42 here tonight, and I am thoroughly impressed by the drive he put on. A lot of big names that I'm used to seeing with big-time I ratings next to their names, and he comes out on top. Not an easy league to win in by any means. So Brendan Book parks it on the front stretch. He's going to get on out and do some celebrating with the fans. So we're going to head back up to the blimp, give you a quick rundown of tonight's race, give you that top 20 finishing order here, and that is actually the qualifying results. So let's go ahead and bring up the race results here. Brendan Book, your winner here tonight. James Holtzer there, second. Andrew Wisdom going to round out the podium positions here. Mika Allard and John Honeycutt rounding out the top 5. Then you got Duncan O'Connor, Hunter Johnson, Justin Mons, Thomas Flitcroft, and Matt O'Brien rounding out the top 10. So that's a look at your finishing order here this evening. Let's go ahead and try and track down some of these drivers, see if I can find. Now bear with me here. I'm new to the Discord. It's a big Discord here, so give me some time. I got Andrew Wisdom right here, and I'm going to bring him on right up to the booth. Andrew, Greg Olenek, Lane Doyle, Connor Cunningham, nice to meet you here up in the SRM broadcast booth. Congratulations on the P3 finish here tonight. Tell us about your race, man. A lot of issues on pit road, but I think you passed the most cars out of anybody here tonight on your way back to the front.
Yeah, that was interesting. I wasn't really prepared for the race in general, and then I made it worse by making a fool of myself on pit road 2 different times and ended up going to the back. But yeah, it was all right. You got to use your tires a ton here to try to get through traffic, and the tires are real sensitive and on the right side, in the front and the rear. So just try to make the most of it. Happy with the P3 after all that.
Well, you definitely put on a heck of a drive coming up through the field twice, if not just once, but having to stay back there for a bit longer than you probably wanted to.
All right, Connor, you got anything you want to ask him, or are we going to go ahead and get to the sponsors part for our buddy here, Andrew?
Well, you already answered all my questions, so go ahead.
Well, there you go. Well, Andrew, it's good to see you. Good to meet you, and we'll see how you do for the rest of the season. Seems like we're about halfway through this thing, but before we let you go, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout-out to?
Yeah, just everybody at Nitro Motorsports, Matt O'Brien, Duncan O'Connor, and Caleb Pertko, who couldn't be here tonight, and then everybody over at Nexus Esports as well.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate you stopping on by. Best of luck next week, and I'm going to hand it back over to Pete when he gets back on here, and I'm sure he'll be calling your name up towards the front. So congratulations once again. Have a good night, man, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that was our third place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and get to the P2 finisher. And I see him unchecking his name there. James Holtzer. I'm used to calling that name. Congratulations on the runner-up here tonight. Knowing you, though, I know you wanted one more position. You wanted to come home a winner here in Atlanta, a track you're familiar with spending some time in Victory Lane. But tell us about the race, man. Really hot surface out there. A tough battle up front with some big names. I mean, you guys were shuffling that lead around all day. What could you have done differently to maybe come away with the W?
Yeah, Greg, good reunion. It's been a while, but it was track position was so huge. You just really had to make a move in the first couple laps just because it was really hard to gain position on somebody. So if you got kind of trapped on the bottom, especially once you were on, 10 lap older tires or more, you really couldn't do anything. But kept the car, towards the top 5 all race long and was happy with how we performed. Just like you said, kind of wanted to come home one spot more and not really much more we could have done. I mean, I was trying every lane possible and trying to build a run somewhere, and it was just impossible to do so, and Brendan was just able to hold the clean there at the end.
It seemed early in the race you were able to make it through the field rather easily. Did the track change, or did anything change at the end that was difficult to pass?
Yeah, the setup was getting tighter as the night went on, which was kind of opposite of what I was hoping for. I mean, it would start to get loose, after you hit about the lap 10 to 12, 15 mark, depending on how you drove the car on exit. So we really never got to that point. So it was really just push as hard as you could there at the end, I should say. Towards the beginning, then we were on those long green flag runs. It's kind of where it was benefiting me more, just because you had to be so much more steady off the corner, and how you set up the corner was very important. How you were getting off the exit. So was doing a good job of that early, but just didn't get to showcase that towards the end. But happy to stick up towards the front and come home P2.
Yeah, used to seeing your name up there, so good to see you here once again on Speed Racing Network. Before we let you go, got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, just want to thank you for stepping up this week while Pete's on vacation. Greatly appreciate it. Telling everybody, broadcast is always on point, so hopefully everybody goes back and rewatches, because it's a blast to watch. Just got to thank everybody on the team and everybody on the car. Thanks.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate you stopping on by. Congrats on the P2. And, yeah, Pete will have you next week once he gets his butt back from vacation. I saw him out there in the chat. So he ain't vacationing too hard. He's still here watching. And,
yeah, he cares about us. Thank you, Greg. Good talking to you again.
Yeah, man. No problem. So let's go ahead and move on now to the winner here tonight and get on over to Brendan Book here. Comes home in first place in that number 42 machine out there. Looked really good all night long. Picked up 7 spots from where he began in 8th tonight. Congratulations, Brendan. First race here on SRN, you impressed the heck out of us, because that, like I said, was not an easy field, and a big field at that. Tell us how the car was handling out there and where maybe you had an advantage on the rest of the field out.
No, yeah. Thank you there for the congrats. Yeah, I mean, I think early on I didn't have the best car. I probably had like a 4th or 5th place car with a little bit looser conditions, and probably overdrove it a little bit as well. But there, as the track kind of transitioned to be a little bit more tighter, or at least lasted tighter longer, I don't think I necessarily had an advantage over anybody else. I think it was just right place, right time to finally make my move and get to the front, because like James said, that clean air was like king after like 5 to 7 laps on the tire. So ultimately, I think that's what really allowed me to get the win there. It was a lot of fun racing those last 20 laps or so, man. It was, everybody just started going hard, knowing that, we're not going to pit no more, so who cares about our tires? So that was a lot of fun.
Well, Lane, you got anything for our winner here?
I don't have any questions, but you were my pick for tonight, so I appreciate you letting me brag a bit about having to race against you in the past, and now I get to say I picked you to win, and you did it, so I get to brag to these two later on.
I saw your name. I honestly didn't know who was broadcasting tonight, and I saw your name, and I was like, "Wait a minute! I think I used to race with that guy."
I know that guy.
I wasn't sure if there were. I don't think there would be 2 Lane Doyles, so that's pretty. I don't want to say unique name, but it's probably not super popular or common. Not popular, but you know what I mean.
He's over there bullying the guys over in the SRN Truck Series race now, but yeah, he was speaking very highly of you, and rightly so, man. What's it like going up? And as a first-timer here, I've seen a few names that I'm familiar with. And what's it like going up against this type of talent? I mean, this is a big field of a lot of talented drivers. Does this help you week in and week out in your confidence as you guys are getting close to your playoffs here? You just had your All-Star race, near in the playoffs. Is it helping your confidence getting these wins here as we near off these weeks?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think definitely, especially recently, I haven't had the best stretch. Probably like about 6 races ago until like 2 races ago, I was kind of having iffy results. After getting 2 wins early in the season. But oh yeah, racing with James, Wisdom, everybody else that's in the field, and it's from first to 20th. You could be anywhere in there. It's some people, it's hard to pass. They fight hard, and that's what you want. You don't want people just to give up spots. You want them to be smart, but you want everyone to race hard, and that's what everyone does for the most part. And every week, you don't know, it could be someone different. It's kind of like real life. You're kind of racing the same people, but at the same time, people keep popping up. At speed, so it's good to see with this next gen car.
It was awesome to see, and just it was wild to see how tight the racing was. I mean, you had guys leaning on each other out there with no netcode, surprisingly. So that's kind of what you want to see when you're watching these races on iRacing. But before we let you go, what's up? You got?
I was just say, the netcode, yeah. A lap 100 or 101, I think, with me and Crooks when I first took the lead. I mean, I got like a 0x entering the corner. We were riding doors the entire corner, and I was shocked after we came out the corner that neither of us wrecked, and I pinched him a little bit. And he came up a little bit. So I think it was just fun, hard racing. So thanks, Crooks, for not going up anymore. I know I didn't give you too much room, but he probably regrets it a little bit, not shoving me up further. But that's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, it definitely surprised us too, but it was awesome, and it was great racing and a great win by you. Before we let you go, though, Brendan, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Oh yeah, just to everybody at Shake and Bake. Since I'm an admin, we all do try to make everyone calm and collected during the races, and make sure they're fair and fun. So the rest of the admins, Frozen, Honeycut, JMac, and then also my teammates at C Motorsports. So we do a really good job of working together. Tom, Kerr, Big John, or I guess Holtzer. That's what everyone keeps saying Xbox names, but a lot of fun. So. And everybody else in the league, it was a really good race tonight. I don't want to say I thought it was going to turn out bad, but everyone did a hell of a job tonight. So and thanks to you guys, for subbing in.
Hey,
hopefully you guys did good. I don't know if I'll have time to go back and watch it, but I want to doubt it.
We hope we did too. I think we did all right. It's just hard, man, whenever you come into a new league. So we did our best, and we were very impressed. We were surprised. Typically, you come into these things and you see 43 cars in a field, and some of which had to go home because it was such a big field, and you expect it to be kind of a caution fest at a very hot Atlanta track. And you guys were very impressive out there today. I believe it was only 5 or 6 cautions and 120 laps. Can't ask for much more, and a great finish at the end. And Brandon, congrats once again on parking it in victory lane. You guys got a great league here, but I'm going to hand it back over to Pete next week, and he's going to ride you guys on off to the playoffs. So best of luck when you get to that point, man, and I'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, thank you. Best of luck to you guys as well.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Well, that was our winner, Brendan Book, coming home with the W tonight. But boys, your first race in the books. You ready to go work you too hard tonight? You gonna go ahead and head to bed after this?
Oh, I love this. Other than the moment I said I was gonna slap a few people, it was great. Hopefully no one holds a grudge.
Don't go slapping people.
I loved every moment. Thank you for inviting me out here, and thank you to everyone that allowed me to do this tonight.
Thanks for giving us the opportunity to do this. Any much.
Hey, well, I'm happy.
For you, we wouldn't be doing this right now.
Figured I'd ask, man. Why not have a few guys from our neck of the woods come over and poke around, see what's happening over here at Shake and Bake. But please, if you guys enjoyed yourselves tonight, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that little bell so you know any time we go live. It would be greatly appreciated to each and every one of us over here at Speed Racing Network. But like we said a little while ago, Pete's going to be back from his vacation, or he better be back from his vacation. He's going to probably put me to work again. I already know it. But he's going to be back from vacation next week, and you're going to have your normal stream over there on Repeat 1975 on Twitch. But I appreciate each and every one of you stopping on by over here at Speed Racing Network. Happy to put the race on for you guys here tonight at Shake and Bake Cup Series. Got a great race over here, great series, great league. Keep it going. Great fans as well out there in the chat. But that's going to do it for us, for myself, Connor Cunningham, Lane Doyle, all the admins behind SRN as well as SMB. We guys wish you a good night. and go faster.